Tanya for today, Tanya for Friday, the 24th of Adar. We're continuing chapter 32. When one realizes that it is not the physical body that is the most important, rather it is the spirit, one's soul, then one discovers the essentiality, or one discovers that essentially our souls truly come from one source, and that all Jews are truly brothers. If the body is not so important, then the soul is important, and they're all coming from one source, so they are really one, really brothers, not in theory. Since his body is despised and loathsome, he will not love himself on account of his body more than he loves his fellow. And as for the soul and spirit, the differences between his own soul and that of his fellow surely will not diminish the love between them. For who can know there the soul and spirit's greatness and excellence in the source and root, the living God? How then can one claim that his soul is superior to his fellow? Do you know the greatness of his soul? Furthermore, they are actually all equal. And not only equal, yet separate. Not only equal yet separate, but furthermore, they all have one Father, one source, and within their source, they all comprise one entity. It is on account of this common root in the one God that all of Israel are called brothers. In the full sense of the word, and not only figuratively in the sense of relatives or similar in appearance and the like. Only the bodies are distinct from each other. This explains how it is all possible to demand that one love his fellow as he loves himself. Self-love is innate, natural to man. Love for one's fellow is not. It's not a natural thing to love someone else. It's natural for you to love yourself. How can a generated love match a natural one? Generate something I had to work on, and it is something that is instinct. Therefore, there can be true love and fraternity between those who regard their bodies as primary and their souls secondary, but only a love based on an external factor. Since the body separates us from each other, whereas the soul is that which binds us together, the greater value one places on his body at the expense of his soul, the more conscious he is of the differences between himself and his fellow. These differences requires that he create a love for his fellow. And as said above, a created love can never equal a natural, innate love. Therefore, love between people who consider their bodies as primarily important must be only a love based on some external factor, in which case The love is A, limited to the importance of the motivating factor, and B, destined to endure only as long as that factor is valid. That's the Tanya for Friday.